Hey there, scabby scummers and gangers. Yet another I didn't plan to release this video at this time kind of day. Um, I have a video that's, as far as I know, currently still uploading. Let me double check. Yeah, it's 69% done. It's been uploading for 2.5 hours. Don't get me started on T-Mobile's internet right now. I have a whole other thing that I want to talk about. The pricing point for the Ashway set is out, and it's exactly what I feared, which is that it appears it's going to be right around $290, $300, right around where the Dark Uprising set was. Not everyone pays attention to the pricing of GW products. Not everyone knew how much Dark Uprising costs, so I think that a lot of people were blindsided by the price. Here's why I don't think we should be surprised. The fact is that this set is what looks to be 4 sprues per gang. We got 3 sprues per gang in Dark Uprising. So it's an increase in the number of, sprues for the gangs. And then you have a bunch of terrain. And I don't know what the terrain looks like on sprue, but I imagine probably a little bit less than the Dark Uprising terrain in terms of sprue space, but you're getting a little bit more in terms of gang materials. So to GW's mind, it's basically the same, it's a wash, maybe slightly less weight of product overall. And they just increased prices. So releasing it with around the same price or a tiny price bump is exactly the kind of thing that I would expect them to do. Now, that's not to say that this is welcome news. Certainly, I'm not shocked or even really that worried, because the good news is that the ash waste materials appear to all be heading for individual release. A bunch of the stuff that is contemporary to this set is coming out with it. You've got, the Orlac vehicles, the Ash Waste gang, and the Ash Waste bugs. They're all going to be individually available. The terrain won't necessarily be individually available yet, but that is sure to get a separate release, just like the Dark Uprising terrain did. And strictly speaking, I would say the terrain is the least necessary part of the set. The rest of it, in terms of getting the stuff you need to actually play Necromunda, I've got a whole video about, what you can do to get by on a budget and get into Necromunda with just a budget, with the minimal cost. So check that out if you're interested in getting into the game. The one thing that I'm worried about not worried, because I know it's coming, right? But they're not releasing the book the week of everything coming out, which is kind of confusing because, what if those people who buy the bikes or the quads and want to use them, but they don't have rules for them out of the box? That's kind of strange. We're still up in the air as to how all of this release is going to go. We don't know exactly what's in the book. It's a lot of kind of nebulous guesswork territory right now. So I understand why people are feeling anxious about it, but I just wanted to just have everyone just take a nice deep breath, and then one more. Okay. Friends, comrades, we are the Necromunda community. We do not need to buy big box sets in order to play these games. It's expensive. It may not be in the budget. Not everyone is going to be able to afford this, and it's awful. And I feel bad about it. I want everyone who's interested in this box set to be able to get their hands on it. And I hate that they price it in such a way that it is not even remotely an entry-level product. But that's okay. We can make do. I got a whole series that I've been working on the last few weeks of terrain that I'm making at almost no cost. You can get, as I've shown, you can get die-cast cars for $10 and turn them into an Ash Oasis vehicle with minimal effort to convert. You just need some bits. There's so many options. Do not worry. The rules for vehicles will be available eventually, whether it's by us talking about them and everyone learning them, or people sharing them, or what have you. It's going to be okay. This is not the end of the world, because you don't have to buy that box set. It's expensive, and it's okay to try to get by with converting stuff, with scratch building, with all the great stuff that makes this particular branch of the hobby the greatest branch of the hobby, in my opinion. Because we don't need them in order to be functional, in order to survive. We don't even generally play at their stores. They often don't even allow us to play at their stores. Even though they'll sell the product on new release, but you come back in with it a few weeks later, and a lot of them are like, no, you can't play Necromunda here. Hike. It's not a big deal. We are tenacious. We are survivors. And there's just no reason to become apoplectic or, throw a fit over this. It's expensive. Games Workshop makes expensive box sets. You don't need the terrain. You don't necessarily need the vehicles that come in the box set. You could definitely get by with making some buggies or various things from, some toys that you buy from kit bashing. I mean, I'd love to go into more detail, kind of highlighting other people's projects. That's one of the things I'm interested in doing with this channel. There's so much cool stuff out there that people are creating. It's okay not to buy this box set. And it's okay to wait and figure out the rules when, they're out and loose for the vehicles. Like people were complaining that the vehicle dice aren't being released separately right now, which is annoying. But at the same time, it's a D6. I know that it's fun to have the D6, the special D6. It's your house's colors. It's got all the special symbols on it. It's a D6. We can use a chart. They used charts back in the day for everything. There was so many charts. We use charts now. There's so many charts in Necromunda. You can handle another chart. I promise. It's going to be okay. We're not going to freak out about this. It's not necessary. We have been playing this game through hell and high water from before GW wanted to even bring it back. The community has kept it alive. We are not going anywhere. And you don't need a $300 starter set in order to keep playing. Do not worry. We, the community, have your back. It's going to be okay. I know this seems hyperbolic, but the amount of freak out that I've seen in the last 12 hours since the price data leaked, I knew it was going to be expensive. I was hoping that Dark Uprising didn't sell as well as GW had hoped, and that therefore they would drop this one down a little bit lower, like $250 range. But I was expecting something between $250 and $300. So I'm not blindsided by it, but I just don't want everyone to turn this into a excuse to get into a giant fight with each other. And, I think we can do better than that. One woman's opinion. With that, I'm going to just sign off now. I just wanted to get this out there. I'm uploading this on Monday evening. I don't intend to ever do 2 videos in one day again. Dear God. But when the time calls for it, I feel like I need to throw a little water on everyone's ire. Everybody, it's going to be fine. Necromundans are tough. We've been through a lot. You don't have to freak out because Games Workshop has mixed up priorities when it comes to pricing their starter set. So that's it. Thanks to my patrons who keep me going, keep these videos coming. Thanks to everybody for watching. Check out the show on Patreon. Check out the podcast. I've got over 50 episodes of Necromunda content on there. And of course, everybody stay safe and don't forget to change your paint water.